Sabate. This is Jeff.
This is David.
Hi, David.
Hi,
David's
Jeff.
back. It's a real David.
I'm real this time.
It's not a fake edited David.
Yay.
This is the last boss of Nioh. Remember Nioh?
Yeah, vaguely.
What a great video game.
Are we back in London?
We're back in London.
Huh.
This is the final boss, which is the puppet master, the guy that was in charge of Kelly.
Ah.
Now, as you'll recall from the episode that you weren't in because it was a robot,
Right.
we killed some of the Kelly clones, which are being grown in those Amrita vats. So there's just a bunch of Kellys everywhere.
Many Kellys.
This is the scholar. I forget what's his name. Anyways, he turns into a crazy Amrita monster. So we have to kill him. It's 100 eyes.
Yay.
This is not going to be that difficult or long because we're going to be doing a few particular things. The backward stock slam can combo into a side slam, but the sort of like behind and then 45 degrees to the side, that's your magic spot. We're going to be abusing that magic spot.
He seems not capable of hitting you.
Not at that particular spot.
Okay.
We're mostly going to avoid lasers. This was what is that? Okay. Anyways,
that was odd.
This is the laser eyes and regeneration is the reason that I'm using protection talisman and why this boss is actually one of the worst to do without getting hit because these lasers can shoot through each other and the boss.
Oh, that's fun.
So I'm doing quick attacks and spiraling around because he keeps healing himself until you get rid of all the eyes, or maybe like X number of time passes. The healing is not so much the problem as the stupid laser beams, which if there's a laser coming from an eye on the other side, and you just, sometimes you can't see it, and it'll just hit you.
Right.
So that's why I'm using Protective Talisman to block a few of those hits. Also trying to do my best to, there's a forward laser.
Right.
Also do my best to try and skip another phase of that, or if I have to do another phase, it was basically do enough damage so that I don't have to worry about that stupid attack.
Right.
Which means we're going to stand behind him, so he does that, and we get a magic spot.
So is it just like after half health, he just won't do it anymore?
No, he can do it whenever he wants to. We're just going to kill him really, really fast.
Ah, okay.
Using the water sword here.
And I think, yeah, okay.
Boop!
Well, there we go. That's...
He does have other attacks, but not many. There's the old man. I think it's John D. D-E-E.
Oh.
Is the guy.
Okay.
So yes, he was like the one that was responsible for like the Amrita operations on behalf of the Queen of England. Going around collecting Amrita, and then Kelly's specific job was, to go disrupt Japan.
To steal all their Amrita.
Yeah, to keep the fires of warfare going so that more Amrita could be made. Here's a bonus beat down.
All right, bonus beat down.
This is with a slightly better weapon.
Okay. I mean, looks like you did about the same amount of damage. I'm confused.
Now, the greatness of this is that we're going to do a few buffs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
The reason I didn't use this one is because it was too fast. But yeah, it's using that magic spot.
Oh, wow.
Him, and then it's like, he did it again. He's like, oh no, he screwed up.
No. And there he goes.
Yeah, so for that particular fight, he didn't even get through one phase of the laser eyes. So I was like, You also notice that I got the Crusher achievement again, because this one was recorded first on a different character. That's 100 eyes. It's a true last boss. It's not quite as epic as the dragon fight, but this is the mission that you have to do. You run through the tower again, and there's harder enemies and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
It's the one that actually takes you into New Game Plus with some very light timey-wimey justification about seeing a vision of like your friends in Japan being at war again, and then going and sailing off, and then like cycles of rebirth and karma and insertia and whatever in New Game Plus. Then you do the whole thing over from the beginning. And then everything is harder, and there's tons of new difficulty modes that were added even after I stopped playing. So, and the DLC stuff. The DLC stuff is what happens after that, like
Right.
both literally in the chronology of like the period. So like the first DLC had to do with Masamune Date. But then storyline wise, they throw the Spanish into there. So it's like, oh, this is what the English were doing, stealing Amrita. It's like, hey, maybe the Spanish were doing it too. Huh?
That sounds like something the Spanish and English would both be doing at that point if it were real.
See,
what are the Germans doing? Because I'm sure it's the same thing.
I don't know. Maybe the Germans were in one of the other DLCs. Who knows?
The Germans, the Portuguese, everybody was messing with Asia at that point. So,
Good times.
Good times.
Yeah, that's the end. Well, I mean, fun times.
Interesting times.
Interesting times. We'll say interesting times.
Interesting.
That is the end of Nioh. One more bonus video in the boss guide. This is the last of the no damage runs. The next one is a more fitting conclusion and is very difficult and is not going to be done without getting hit. So
Okay.
it will be done without using more than 3 elixirs, because 3 elixirs is the default you have if you don't farm them or run out. So
Right. Okay. Well,
you can have more if you have more, but you can't have less. You will
It's
always have at least 3 when you die and respawn.
right. Okay. Well, if you have enjoyed this or found it useful, you can feel free to go to our Patreon and support us there, which is where you can give so much per month. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Patreon is now at this point.
Hopefully.
If you can't do Patreon, you can go to PayPal, give us a tip. That's also greatly appreciated. If you can't do that, feel free to just tell people about us. I'll do the like, comment, subscribe thing. Yeah. Is that a Monster Hunter thing?
Is that a Monster Hunter theme song?
Yeah.
Maybe. It might be.
I think
It might be nice.
so. While I was recovering from surgery,
How is that? How are you? How is your face?
well, my face is better.
Okay.
I won't know for sure how super effective everything was for another few months, because she said my surgeon said 3 months after surgery is when everything should be 100% back to where it's supposed to be. Maybe I won't need a CPAP machine to sleep anymore. Maybe not.
Maybe.
Right now, my nose looks mostly the same. They didn't really change anything on the outside. But, and this might get a little graphic for some people, but they did put some cartilage in some places where it wasn't, so that all the negative pressure my lungs are used to creating so that I can breathe through my broken face space
The old face space
would collapse the nostrils completely, so they had to reinforce it a little bit so that didn't happen again. Yeah.
Okay, fun times.
Yeah, it's I can kind of breathe through my nose. It comes and goes. She said that it would be another couple weeks before it would be more like consistent in how it is. But there's still stitches up in there. They'll dissolve. So just one day I won't have stitches in my nose anymore. They'll just be gone. So that's fun.
Okay.
If you ever just want to be kind of miserable, yeah, just have some nose surgery done. It's, my surgeon was awesome. I have to stress, like, other than being uncomfortable, like, I was mostly fine.
And it gave you plenty of time to watch AGDQ.
It gave me a lot of time to watch AGDQ. And my in-laws came over and hung out with me while my wife was at work, and vice versa. But when my father-in-law was here, both he and I just slept. He slept on the couch, and I just slept the entire time he was there.
That sounds pretty nice. I can get behind that.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to possibly having a fully functional nose for the first time in my life. Also, I'm really concerned / curious / hopeful that nothing happened to my singing voice or it got better. I don't know yet because it hurts to sing. So
we'll have to see at a future date.
right, we'll have to see how that all
Nioh.
works out. Nioh, this thing, Nioh.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
It's almost over. One last episode. One final bonus.
One
This is the
last
last, I guess. Like explain how to do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'll explain how to do a thing, but
Right. Well,
the last real boss.
well, in that case, let's go ahead and get to that.
Yeah, let's go record one last video.
One last. All right, I'm gonna stop recording.
Now that David's not here because he stopped recording, I can talk about my kitty and my kitty's armor, my kitty's fur, and my lady hunter, and the charge blade, and I went out and I caught hermit crab and I put a hermit crab in my room, and now I can sit down and I can feed my hermit crab. And I was like, I need more pets. And I went out and I was like, catch all the things. I need all the pets in my room. I need to fill it to the ceiling. But David's not here, so we can't talk about it. So I'm gonna stop.